And the last guy, I know you've written about him a lot on the draftnetwork.com. I loved reading about him. KJ Hamler, as you already kind of talked, they're stacking this offense with everything they need around Drew Lock. Even after they go Jerry Jeudy round 1, they still go him in the next round 2. So, what's he kind of bringing to the table? What's their vision for him, and how do you think he'll end up performing in that role?
Speed, man.
Yeah.
And the way he runs his routes, the way he can put his foot in the ground and just boom, like change direction and immediately accelerate to 4.3 flat speed is incredible. I threw on my first game of KJ Hamler. I think it was Ohio State was the very first game that I watched. And you could just tell this kid was different. There was a slant route against Sean Wade, who Sean Wade will be a first-round cornerback in the 2021 NFL Draft. I believe that. Where he put his foot on the ground and he smoked Sean Wade for 96 yards for a touchdown. And it's just like, that's what we're talking about here. So many times when I watched KJ Hamler film throughout the season, he's lined up in the slot off the line of scrimmage so he doesn't have to deal with press because he's tiny. But you're watching and you're seeing, because the defense knows that Hamler's going to line up 1 or 2 yards behind the line of scrimmage and they can't get their hands on him. Instead, the only way that they have a prayer of containing him is if they're playing like 8 yards back. If they give themselves an 8-yard cushion on this guy, because he will eat it up very quickly, and then he's going to have them turned around, flip their hips the wrong way, and he's just going to make things happen. Biggest thing for KJ Hamler is getting his hands consistent. He can't have the drops that he had in college, and that including like comes through catching through contact as well as the focus drops. Like, they have got to improve there. The Denver fit is interesting because it just depends what they want to do with Jerry Jeudy, because I think Jeudy would be a very successful two-way player if you use him in the slot a lot. That's really the only place you can use Hamler, if you ask me. Like, Hamler can't be a pseudo outside receiver guy that you use versatily and you put him out to the line of scrimmage. He's just, I just don't think that he's really best there unless you're just straight running a 9 route with him and telling you, hey, beat the guy on the outside. So Jeudy can play on the outside. It just brings up a very I just wonder how high they are on Hamler. Like, did this team draft Hamler and we're like, we are playing this guy right away? Like, this guy is going to be the vision that we had of Deshaun Hamilton. We're putting this guy in the slot right away, and he's going to make things happen. Because if they do, then you're going to get Jerry Jeudy more as an outside receiver, which isn't a bad thing. He can handle it. It's just not as advantageous as maybe him really being able to cook slot defenders with two-way goes. I just wonder how high they are on Hamler. That's what I think of him. You can see the clear speed. He plays at a different level. He's at a different gear than so many other guys in college football. The hands have got to get better, but in terms of the route running, how he's able to really smoke people, that's where he wins.
Oh man, that just like the vision of, two beasts on the outside and then Hamler with that speed with a slot corner on him is just like, ooh, that got to get you excited there. I absolutely love that. And again, Drew Lock, how high is he going to take him? It could be one of those offenses that just becomes a monster if Lock is up to the task. What is up, you fantasy wolf? Thanks so much for tuning in. If you haven't already, share your thoughts in the comments, check out some more videos, and join the newest Wolfpack by subscribing below.